Okay, so we are going to start with the non-deterministic finite automata. In the last video, we were done with our DFA, which was deterministic finite automata. Now, what do you mean by this deterministic and finite? So, अगर DFA में अगर हम देखें, this finite actually represents कि हमारा Q is finite, means the set of states is finite. There are not infinitely many states. What this D represents is determinism. Now, what do you mean by determinism? Determinism means, let's say at any point of time you are at a state Qi, then given any A belonging to a sigma, which is basically given any character which you are inputting, you will go to a definite state Qj. Means आपका जो डेल्टा फंक्शन है that clearly defines कि Qi के आने के बाद A को इनपुट लेने के बाद you will be at Qj. It is definite. There is no if and but over here. So अगर हम DFA के कॉन्टेक्स्ट की बात करें, what do you mean by context of a machine? Context of a machine M means कि इस जब वो मशीन W गिवन स्ट्रिंग को कंप्यूट कर रही होगी, उसको प्रोसेस कर रही होगी, so at any given point of time what is it computing right now? So basically this is my, let's say, string W. So W string को machine, let's say, at any point of time यहाँ पर पहुंची हुई है, and this is the next character which is it is going to process. So there is a pointer like this. So this pointer in my input string along with the current state Qi, this together forms the context of my DFA. So अगर कोई मुझे बोल दे कि मेरा at this point of time onwards you have to process the input string and the current state is Qi. So अगर मुझे सिर्फ Qi और ये pointer given है, so जो rest of computation है मेरे DFA का, I can complete that because मुझे Qi पता है, मुझे character which is to be inputted वो पता है, so I can just complete the rest of the computation very easily. So all I need to know is the computation of a machine M. At every point of time मेरा machine किस state में था इससे पहले, I do not care about that. Only thing I care is the point where I am currently right now. This is my context of a machine M. So context of a DFA will contain exactly one state. Now when you'll go to non-deterministic finite automata, these things are gonna change. And let us see how these things will change when we are going to see non-deterministic finite automata. सबसे पहले हम क्या करेंगे, non-deterministic finite automata को formally define करेंगे. So how do we formally define it? So a machine M is called a non-deterministic finite automata if it is a 5-tuple such that Q represents my set of states, sigma represents my alphabet as you already know, Q naught represents my starting state. So Q naught belongs to my capital Q, it belongs to a starting state, right? F is a subset of Q. As we have already seen, F is the set of all final states. Rather, I should say a set of all accepting states, right? All the states which gets accepted is my F. What is delta? Delta is something different over here. Deterministic finite automata के में हमने देखा था, delta was something like this. So initially, delta was a function from Q cross sigma to Q, if you remember, where this Q was set of states. So given a state Qi, you will input a from sigma and then you will output the state Qj. Means आप इस state से इस state में transition करोगे. But now in the non-determinism, you see that you're going, not only you're going to input any character from sigma, but also you can do an epsilon transition. Now this is something different and unique which I have not learned. This is called epsilon transitions. What does this epsilon transition mean and how do we actually do it in finite automata? We'll see it in a moment. The right hand side of this function is a power set of Q. This is most important. Power set of Q मतलब क्या होता है? At any point of time, see, I'll start from Q0, but आगे जाते जाते at some point of time, I can be not only in a single state, I can be in a set of states. So actually, because of this non-determinism, at a particular point of time, आप सिर्फ single state में नहीं होगे. आपका जो context है, context of a machine which we just read right now, that will be multiple states together. और वो चीजें कैसे काम करती है? Let's look at it with the help of an example, right? So let's say this is a machine M, and this is my NFA because there are epsilon transitions included. Now this machine has 4 states: Q1, Q2, Q3 and Q4, and Q0 is my starting state, Q3 belongs to my F, right? Because this is a convention that double circles represent my accepting states. अगर Q0 में हम देखें, so if there is 0 as an input, Q0 will remain at Q0. But this is the important part. If you are at Q0 and the input is 1, then you can see two different arrows coming out of Q0 labeled with 1 as a character. इसका मतलब क्या है कि अगर आप Q0 से स्टार्ट करोगे and 1 आएगा, then you can remain at Q0 or you can remain at Q1. This or is important. This is what non-determinism is all about. We are not completely sure कि हम Q0 में हैं तो Q0 में ही रहेंगे या Q1 में चले जाएंगे. So a machine, what will a machine do? A machine will spawn two different threads of computation. So it will spawn a T1 thread of computation, a T2 thread of computation. So initially our machine was in Q0. हमारे पास input में 1 आया. So in one thread of computation, it will pass go to Q0. And in the other thread of computation, it will say go to Q1. So it's like there are two distinct sub problems which you need to solve from here. So machine ने क्या किया, अपने आप को, the machine was computing from here, machine ने अपने आप को duplicate कर दिया and machine passed two different threads of contexts to two different copies of itself. तो यहां से मशीन, यहां पर मेरे पास सिर्फ सिंगल मशीन थी. अब इस पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम से देयर आर टू डिस्टिंक्ट कॉपीज ऑफ मशीन वर्किंग टुगेदर. वन इज स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम Q0, the other one is starting from Q1. This is what a thread of context in an NFA means. So let me write it. What do you mean by a thread of context of my NFA? So कोई भी NFA machine है, उसमें thread of context निकालना है. So you need to have a set of states which you are at. Because किसी भी particular point of time पे you can be at multiple states together. Then you need to be aware of at each particular thread of computation, आपका जो input वाली W है, so this is my input string, उसमें pointer, where that pointer is, right? So this has to be known for each particular thread of computation, because you can imagine that यहां से हमारा computation start हुआ था, it spawned two threads. Then again हम जब Q0 से स्टार्ट करेंगे, it can again spawn multiple threads, then that can spawn multiple threads. So एक complete tree बन जाएगी, tree of threads of computation. That is what is known as a computation tree. So non-determinism जहां भी आ जाता है, वहां पर हम computation trees की बात करते हैं. Computation tree क्या होती है? It represents different threads of computations which are spawned, different threads which are spawned throughout the processing of my machine. So let's take an example to understand this further. This is my machine M, right? So this is my NFA M. W is 010110 given to me. अब इस W में this machine is going to compute. So we'll start at this particular point. This is my current pointer. मैं क्या करूंगा, 0 को as an input लूंगा. And whenever our machine is starting, obviously you know that machine will start from my state Q0. Now once you're at state Q0, so let me copy this NFA over here. Correct. So we'll start at our state Q0. Now this is my computation tree. हम different threads of computations का draw करने वाले हैं. With state Q0, so this is my string W, and I need to input 0, right? So from Q0, when I'll input 0, I will remain at the state Q0, right? Because 0 से Q0 में अगर 0 आएगा, so I'll remain at Q0. Now next character to be inputted is 1. So हम क्या करेंगे, हमारे Q0, this is my current state, right? So this represents the current state at the moment. So this was time T0, then time T1 में we did 1 unit of computation, and from T0 to T1 we went to state Q0. अब Q0 में we have to input 1. But if you look at our NFA, 1 जब हम input करते हैं, so you can either remain at Q0 or you can go to Q1. So there are two different ways you can proceed the computation forward. This is what non-determinism is about, right? So हम क्या करेंगे, Q0 से will spawn two different threads of computation. हम दो distinct threads को spawn करेंगे. So you input 1 and one of the threads will go to Q0 itself and the other thread will go to Q1 after inputting 1. So at time T2, if you look at the context of my machine, So at time t0, what was the context of the machine? The machine was in the state q0. But at time t1, the machine was at state q0. Time t2 में machine is at q0 and q1 together. This is what I call as machine remains at a set of states. So context क्या होता है उसका? एक set of states है. Now, these two different threads of competition means यहाँ पर अब एक नया subtree बनने वाला है, यहाँ पर एक नया subtree बनने वाला है, and those two different subtrees are going to act completely independently. It is very similar to lying कि ये वाला thread of competition is running on a different machine, ये वाला thread of competition is running on a different machine, and those two machines are exact copies of themselves. So both of them are going to use the same delta function defined by this NFA, but on different machines. Like these threads are completely independent. So left वाले thread पे पहले जाते हैं. So left thread it has q0. Now the character to be inputted is 0, right? Because ये दोनों चीजें हम input कर रखे हैं. So because the context also tells us the pointer at the next character to be inputted. So over here the next character to be inputted was 0. यहाँ पर next character was 1. यहाँ पर next character is 0, right? So हम क्या करेंगे? At q0 we are going to input a 0. So obviously we are going to remain at q0, right? Now the next character to be inputted is a 1 over here. So q0 में जब 1 आएगा, again there is non-determinism. We do not know where to go. So we'll spawn two new threads. So 1 को input लेंगे, one of the threads will remain at q0, other thread will go to q1 because we do not know, right? So जब भी नॉन डिटर्मिनिज्म आएगा हम बोलेंगे we do not know where to go, we do not need to take any decision at this moment, so we'll spawn different threads for each of the computation and each of those will run independently. So what is the next string to be inputted? So we are at q0 and the next character to be inputted is again a 1. So हम क्या करेंगे? q0 से we'll take a 1. Again q0 1, again two different threads of computation. So I inputted 1, one of them will remain at q0, other will go to q1. And the last character to be inputted is a 0. And you must notice that at each particular level of my tree, so this is level by level, right? How do you define a level in a general binary tree? This is how we define the distance from that node from the root node. So this is level number 0, 1, 2, 3, right? So this is time t3. T3 में the character to be inputted is 1. If you look at T4 में the character to be inputted is also 1. T2 में the character to be inputted was a 0. T1 में it was 1. T0 में it was 0. And actually these characters are nothing but this is my W0, this is my W1, W2, W3 and W4. Where W is my string. So this is my W0 all the way up till W5. So this is my W5. So what's the fifth character to be inputted? So this is my time. I will write W5 here and the time over here is T5. So this is my fifth level and the character to be inputted is a 0 if I'm not wrong. Yes. So at each level the character to be inputted is same and there are different threads of context running at each particular level. So for example, यहाँ पर हम Q1 है and the character to be inputted is 0. अब Q1 में okay, Q1 also has a different structure. Q1 में the character is obviously there is 1 0 over there, but there is also an epsilon written on one of the arrows going out of Q1. अब इस epsilon का मतलब क्या होता है? Epsilon का मतलब होता है कि you can by free, you need not to input any character from the string W. By free, you can go from Q1 to Q2 if you want to. I hope that makes sense, right? So you are at Q1 और Q1 में you can either input a 0. So अगर Q1 में मैं 0 input करूंगा, so I will go to Q2 and I will then input next character which is 1. But Q1 में I can also do an epsilon transition like this and go to Q2. This is my epsilon transition. So I inputted 0 here and this is also 0, right? This is an epsilon transition. And what does this mean? It means कि आप level change नहीं कर रहे हो. You are still at the same level. Because now Q2 के बाद हम क्या input करने वाले हैं? Are we going to input? Yes, a 0 itself, right? Because see, this was my original string 0 1 0 1 1 0. मैं at level number 0 I inputted 0, level number 1 में मैंने 1 को किया, level number 2 में I inputted a 0. Okay, level number 2 में is what I have to see, right? Level number 2 में अगर मैंने एक epsilon transition ले लिया, so basically I inputted nothing in level number 2. Therefore मैं level number 2 से level number 2 में ही रहूंगा because of this epsilon transition, because the 0 is still left to be inputted. So from Q1 I'll go to the state Q2 but with an epsilon transition because I have taken nothing from the input. Right, so again Q1 will spawn two different threads of computation. One of the threads will go to a state Q2 with 0 inputted. Other thread will go to state Q2 with nothing inputted. So it will remain at the same level. But again, level does not matter, right? Level is just a way of representation. It tells nothing about the real computation. Real computation में क्या हो रहा है? Real computation में actually you have spawned two different threads of computation. So you are at Q2. Now you need to input 0 and Q2 में 0 cannot be inputted further because look at here, this is my Q2 and only 1 is because character अगर 1 होगा तो from Q2 you will go to Q3, but what happens if a character is 0? So actually में this is not a complete automata, right? Because complete automata क्या कहता है? For every state Qi, for every a in my epsilon, there needs to be a delta Qi comma a defined in my delta function. So for every character of my input string and for every state, I need to define where would I go, where would I end up going, right? So basically यहाँ पर अगर 0 define नहीं है, so you can create a new state called Q reject. See, these were Q accept states, right? In a very similar way, you can create a new state called Q reject state. Reject state क्या कहता है कि if you are at Q2 and if you input a 0, you will simply go to reject state. Means that string is rejected. Does not matter what the string is. Similarly, you can also define from Q1. If you are at Q1 and you input a 1, you will go to a Q reject state. So बाकी किसी भी state में अगर कोई transition define नहीं है, so you can take it by default that all those transitions are going to a new state known as Q reject state. So therefore Q2 से when you will take Q0 as an input, so यहाँ से we'll take a 0 as an input, so we'll go to Q reject state. In Q reject state, so after this the computation is not going to occur any further because हमारा main goal क्या है? This was my machine M. This is my input string W. I need to output whether am I gonna accept that string or whether am I gonna reject that string. This is my main aim, right? And जब मुझे पता चल गया है कि the given string is going to be rejected in this particular thread of computation, तो उस particular thread of computation को आगे बढ़ाने का कोई मतलब ही नहीं है, because it has known कि it is going to be rejected in that particular thread of context. Correct? Now let's move further. So we were basically all the different threads of computation have to be halted, right? So this Q2, this thread of computation is already halted. अब हम क्या करेंगे? We'll go to this thread of computation. So we are at Q2. So this is our current state and we need to input a 1. So basically we are at Q2 and we need to input a 1. Therefore we will move to state Q3. And we are also going a level down because we have inputted something from our string, right? Now, when you are at Q3, you again need to input a 1. And if you are at Q3 and you are inputting a 1, so you will remain at Q3. And when you are at Q3 and you need to input a 0, so Q3 with 0 gives you Q3 itself. Now, this level is a bit interesting one. So T6, look at T6. At T6, there is nothing to be inputted because the entire string has actually been inputted. So this level is actually your final level. So I would write it as a final level. At this level, you can decide whether you need to accept the string or reject the string in that particular thread of computation. So basically, look at this particular thread of computation. You started at Q0, then via via this path, you went to Q3 at your level T6. And what is the peculiarity of level T6? आपने सारे कैरेक्टर्स ऑफ योर W को इनपुट ले लिया. So आपने एक एक करके सारे कैरेक्टर्स को you have already inputted them, and finally you are at Q3. And there is something peculiar about the Q3 as well. Q3 belongs to my F, means Q3 is an accepting state. Therefore, my string actually gets accepted. So this will accept my string. My string gets accepted in this particular thread of computation. And actually, we can now halt all the other threads of computation if you want. Why? Because finally मुझे क्या करना है, मेरा जो machine given M है, I need to check whether W gets accepted in my machine M or not. When will I say that machine M? So machine M accepts W if and only if there exists a thread of computation which accepts the W. And we say that machine M rejects W if and only if for every thread of computation M rejects W. I hope this makes sense, right? अगर कोई भी thread of computation, कोई एक ऐसा thread of computation आ गया which is accepting the W, so I can actually accept the W, right? Because this is non-determinism. Non-determinism क्या कहता है? You are at Q0, you went to Q0, but now you do not know whether you need to move to left or right. तो मैं क्या करूंगा? I'll explore. मैं explore करूंगा because मुझे future तो पता नहीं है ना. So I'll just say, okay, let's try to take a leftward movement, or let's try to make a rightward movement. I do not know what happens in the future, right? So we are exploring both the paths. But अगर कोई एक path असल में at the end जाके accept कर ले रहा है मेरे string को, so essentially I will take that part, right? So I can say that if there exists a thread of computation in my computation tree, then M accepts the W. And if every thread of computation is rejecting the W, for example, this was a thread of computation which ended up rejecting W, right? Had there been all the threads of computations rejecting W, I will say that the machine also rejects the W. अब बेसिकली ये आगे थ्रेड्स ऑफ कॉम्पिटिशंस आगे जा सकते हैं. फॉर एग्जांपल Q0 में यू हैव टू इनपुट अ 0, सो Q0 में 0 लोगे, सो यू विल रिमेन एट Q0. देन Q0 में यू कैन जस्ट गो अहेड. सो okay, let me write it clearly. You are at Q0 and you need to input a Q0, so you will remain at Q0. And since you are at T6, you cannot have any other inputs as such, so you will see whether this belongs to F or not. But Q0 does not belong to F, so this thread of computation gets rejected. Correct? Similarly, you can go ahead with this thread of computation at Q1. Q1 में आपको क्या लेना है? 0 input लेना है. So Q1 में you can take an epsilon transition and go to Q2, or you can take a 1-0 transition and go to Q2 itself. But again, Q2 does not belongs to F. So Q2 does not belongs to F. So this thread of computation also gets rejected. Now you are at Q2 and you need to input a 0. So Q2 में 0 is a Q reject. So you went at Q reject. So obviously this thread of computation gets rejected. So ऐसे ही करते करते सारे threads of computation को आप T6 level तक ला सकते हो, and then you will find that maybe some other thread of computation might be accepting or not. I do not care because I have got a thread of computation which actually accept, and the other threads of computations are rejecting. I do not actually care. Right, so this is how a non-deterministic finite automata computes a given string W. This statement is very important because if you have found a thread of computation which is accepting a W, the machine accepts the W. And if none of the threads of computations are accepting W, the machine has to reject the string. I hope now this things make sense, right? Because the thread of computation is not a single state. What is the thread of computation? Let's say at this T2. T2 में thread of computation क्या है? You are at state Q0, Q1, Q2 together. That's why the thread of computation is at this particular point of time, you are at all of these states together, and each of those pointers are also different, right? Pointers in my input string. So This is how we define a non-deterministic finite automata. So formally this is a 5 tuple and this is a delta function. So at any point of time you can, so your transition functions can have either characters from a sigma or there can also be epsilon transitions. Epsilon transition का मतलब क्या होता है? You are taking that transition for free. You are not inputting any character from your input stream, and from there you are going to a power set of Q. Right, I hope this makes sense, because let's say you are at Q0 and you have inputted a 1, then from Q0, so basically you will write delta of Q0 comma 1, this is actually equals to Q0 comma Q1 itself. अगर आप Q0 पर हो and you are inputting a 1, then you can go to either Q0 or Q1. So this is a set of states, right? That's why it's a power set of Q over here. So this was the formal definition of my non-deterministic finite automata. With this, we are done with the automatas, the deterministic automatas and the non-deterministic automatas. Next up, we are going to look at what we call as regular expressions, or in simple words, regex. So regex expressions क्या होता है? How do we deal with those regex expressions and how do we formally define them?